Scientific Dog Training Review. So I just received my new SportDog e-collar in the mail. And this is the 575 new version, all digital. I have been using the 875, which is the older version. As you can see, it's no digital. Great program, but let's compare the two. When you get the new one, I was very excited for the digital. We open it up, and inside we have, of course, the remote. The collar comes with it, as well as a charger that can charge both the remote and the collar at the same time. Now, those of you who've used the SportDog in the past will notice this is a new type of charging for the new remote. It is magnetic and charges that way, where the other was just like the collar. So it also comes with a bag of stuff with a lanyard, with a belt clip, as well as some different size prongs depending on your dog. Now, the one thing that comes totally new in this, I've never had before on the SportDog, is it comes with this tip, which is not electronic. You could use these if you only want to use vibration. Some people only want to use vibration. Now, we train with stimulation because we want to get different levels. One of the downsides of training with just vibration is that you can't change the stimulation. However, it can be used for a cue. It can be used in a lot of ways. So that is a nice feature. And then just to change those, you just unscrew them, and then you can screw in the smaller size. It also comes with bigger size, which I have already on another collar, because like I have a husky. If you have a dog with a lot of fur, it comes with longer points. So you can change those depending on your need for the dog. Other than that, the collar is the same as it's always been. And you can also pair this with older collars. They are interchangeable. So the new remote is all digital, as you see. It comes not charged, so you'll have to plug it in for 2 hours to get it up to charge, and then it will last 50 to 70 hours on that charge. You don't ever have to turn it on. It's always on. It only uses battery power when you press a button. So the first thing we see is that we have this screen here. And the big number in the middle is our stimulation. We can set that. The number, we can pick the first dog or second dog, although it only comes paired for one dog. You'll have to pair this for 2 dogs if you want to do that. And then you have 3 buttons, 1 on the left side, 2 on the right. The one on the left side is for stimulation. When you're using stimulation, it will stay, when you press it, it will deliver stimulation for up to 10 seconds, and then it will cut off. You cannot give more than 10 seconds of stimulation, which you never need. All you really want to do to use these, and you can see this more in training, is just press and release. Press and release is all you're going to be doing. And then on the left side, the top is for a tone. If we have our collar on and we press that, it gives a tone. So you can actually train your dog to a tone. You can use that in a lot of training ways as well. And the bottom one here is for vibration. And it vibrates and feels just like a cell phone vibrate. And so that's what you see right out of the box. So far I like it. It's a little bit bigger than this one. It's a little bit bigger than the older one, as you can see, not by much, but it's very light. I would say it's actually maybe a tad heavier, maybe an ounce heavier. Not weighing them though, but feels good in the hand, good grip. This has the shorter antenna, so it's up to 1/4 mile. It can pair up to 2 dogs. You can go, they have them that go up higher levels to a 1/2 mile, even a mile range, and can pair up to 6 dogs. I use for 2 dogs. I have 4 dogs, so I'll have 2 remotes for my 4 dogs. So another obvious comparison is in the new electronic one, you set the stimulation level digitally, and it has 10 levels. So I can start at level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the older one, you had a dial, and you move that up the 10 levels. Now, what I never liked about these, and I always had a problem with this dial, is it has this rubber ring around it. And as you can see, This one's already wore out. I use them a lot. And once that rubber ring wears out, you cannot turn it. And then you have to replace it. And you can call SportDog and they'll help you replace those usually when they're in their warranty. This does away with that whole thing, which I really like. I can press it, I can see the number. Also, whatever number I set it for whatever dog, it's going to stay at that. So if I'm on dog 1, now that 1 is a stimulation level. Over here is the number of dog. But the last time I had it was on 1. And now we just had dog 2 on 10. So when I press this, it'll go up to 10. It'll remember the last stimulation level you were using with the dog, which is a great thing. Now let me say this about training with these. Your dog will not automatically know what to do with an electronic collar. You cannot just put one of these on your dog and expect them to listen. You have to teach them what we call the language of the collar. It's a totally foreign feeling for them. They have to learn what that means. So training is important. I will put a couple links down here to SportDog's training. They have some good videos on how to start training with these. And that is important that you get training. I also recommend finding a dog trainer that can help you walk through it. The only dog trainers I know that are using SportDog right now is the Sit Means Sit franchise, and I would recommend them. However, as far as I know, they're not using the electronic version yet. They have their own version of the 875. It's called an 875 SMS, which is a great one, and it gives you a lifetime warranty. However, I'm very fond of this. You could get your own and train with that, but I would recommend a good trainer. A good training program will help you learn how to use it. Also, you can, if you like videos, you can learn on video. Again, I'll put the SportDog ones down. We'll try to produce some more ourselves on how to train with the electronic collar. It's one of the greatest tools out there. So this is it, the 575 SportDog. And now we'll look at how to set this for 2 dogs and how to put together and pair it with a second collar. So now we're going to look at how to pair the remote for 2 dogs. When this remote comes in your package, it will be paired only for 1 dog and 1 collar. So we want to set it up for a 2-dog system. These numbers down here are for 1 dog and for the second dog. Now to pair for a 2-dog system, we're going to move our stimulation number up to number 2. And then all we do is on the back, there's a small hole here button, and you'll need to use, you can use the end of your collar, the little buckle point there, and you just press and release, and then it'll give you this symbol, which will then blink, saying it is now paired for 2 dogs. And that's how simple you pair for 2 dogs. And now we'll look at how to pair a second collar. So now we're going to look at how to pair a second collar for a second dog to the remote. So the first thing we have to do is realize we have number 1 dog and number 2 dog. All right, so we're going to set that on number 2. Remember, the big 10 is the stimulation. If you look at the dog head, it says number 2. Now to set a collar for the second dog, all we do is press the on button and hold it for 5 seconds. The light will come on, and when the light stops, we let go, and then we press the button on the left, and it will pair. So we just press the button and hold. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and the light goes off. We press this button here, and you notice it blinks. That means these 2 are now paired. You can test it by feeling the vibration if you like to make sure the tone, that was the tone, that's the vibration, and of course you can't feel the stimulation. The only thing I don't like the way these come is there's 2 modes of stimulation in here. 1 and 2, one is considered mild, one is considered moderate. You can also buy another one that has a 3rd level for a real stubborn dog. These come in the box set on number 2, the moderate, which I find way too high. If I started a moderate, you're not going to be able to go up. You have 10 levels once you're in, and you can tell the level if you just turn it on. When I turn it on, it's going to turn green. And then if I hold it down within 5 seconds, it's going to, one, that's one level. That's the second level. I keep holding it, one level, and it goes there. So what I suggest you do if you get one of these, when you first get it, it's going to be set to the second level. All right, so what'll happen is you know which level it's on, because when you turn it on, that's how many times it beeps. So if I turn it on, I heard 2 beeps. Turn it off. Now watch, listen again, turn it on. You got 2 beeps. That's way too high for 90% of all dogs. So the first thing you should do out of the box is change that setting. There's directions to change it. And you can look them up online, but here's how you change it. It's real simple. You turn it off, then I'm going to turn it on, and within 5 seconds I'm going to hold it down until it beeps once, and then I'll just let go. Now it's set to 1 beep. If I turn it on, that's off now. If I turn it on, you're going to hear it beep only once. That means it's on level 1 stimulation, and within that level 1 you have 10 levels. So if you're always having to be on level 10 with your dog, then you can go to the second mode. But I would leave it at that. For 90% of dogs, that's what you're going to need. I don't know why they come set on the second mode, second level of stimulation, but I find that way too high. So it would be the first thing that I would change. Other than that, these are pretty straightforward. It comes with a charger. To charge these, it's got a little flap here you pull down, and it's got a charging unit that comes with it, and you just plug that into there, plug it in, and it will charge, and it won't overcharge. You can leave it plugged in. The charger itself, while I have it, I'll show you. It comes with 2 prongs. Now these used to look exactly the same for the old type. The new one has a magnetic charger, and that's going to go right on the bottom there. It's just going to plug in like that, and that's how you charge it up. Also, when this comes in the box, when you first get it out, you have to charge it for 2 hours. It does not come charged at all, so you have to charge it immediately. I did already do that previously, so this is ready to go. So all in all, I highly recommend SportDog. It has a brand, number 1. Number 2 is an electronic collar. Best electronic collars I've ever come across. I'm sure there's other good ones out there, but this is the one I use. I recommend it. I also recommend electronic collar training. Some people are afraid of the electronic collar training. They think it's shock collar, think it hurts the dog. It does not. It's one of the best ways to train your dog to get quick obedience, off leash obedience. It keeps your dog safe. Gives you peace of mind. So I would recommend get the SportDog. This new digital brand is even better. It's only about $180 for this one. You can get further on, but I find for most people, unless you're doing some high-end dog training and skill sets, this is all you're going to need. You're never going to need more than a quarter mile away, hopefully. And so go out, get one, look it up online. I'll put some links in below to SportDog, to Amazon. We'll put some training videos below that you can look at as well. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.